I have a really interesting one for you guys today. In this video, we will talk about one of the biggest launch failures ever. This is a game that you have probably never heard of, and for good reason. The game we're talking about is the E.T. game. The video game adaptation of E.T. is widely considered to be one of the biggest commercial failures in the history of games. The game was released in 1982 by Atari, and it was intended to capitalize on the massive success of the Steven Spielberg film E.T. However, the game was a commercial and critical disaster, and it ultimately led to the downfall of Atari. One of the primary reasons why the E.T. game failed was that it was rushed into production. The game was developed in just 5 weeks, which is an incredibly short amount of time for a video game. This meant that the development team did not have enough time to create a polished and engaging game. As a result, the E.T. game was filled with bugs, glitches, and design flaws that made it frustrating and confusing to play. Another reason why the E.T. game failed was that it was just poorly designed. The game was a maze-style adventure game, and the player controlled E.T. as he wandered around the game in search of the pieces of his phone. The game was designed to be difficult, with confusing objectives and frustrating gameplay mechanics. The game also had poor graphics and sound, which made it just unappealing to play. However, perhaps the biggest reason why the E.T. game failed was that it was overproduced. Atari produced millions of copies of the game, hoping to capitalize on the popularity of the movie. However, the game was so poorly received that most copies went unsold. Atari left with millions of unsold copies of the game, which cost them millions of dollars in losses. The failure of the E.T. game had far-reaching consequences. It was one of the key factors that led to the video game industry crash of 1983, which saw many video game companies go bankrupt or out of business. Atari was hit particularly hard, and the company was eventually sold off and restructured. So, to end this video, I just want to say that I think the E.T. game failed because it was rushed into production, poorly designed, and just overproduced. The game was filled with bugs and glitches, and it was confusing to play and just unfun. And Atari's decision to produce millions of copies of the game was also a major contributing factor to its failure. The E.T. game remains a cautionary tale for the video game industry, and it serves as a reminder of the importance of taking the time to create high quality games. If you guys enjoyed this video, like always, leave a like, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one.